whole bunch of companies have watered down their climate commitments.
Hey, your phone's on fire.
Well, the sustainability community has found out that a whole bunch of companies have watered down their climate commitments, like Coke and Pepsi, that kind of thing.
They moved them?
You have no idea what they are, do you?
Yeah, I had no idea. I do think people care, just not enough to read them. But now I want to know.
Well, Pepsi's pushed down their net zero emissions target by 2040 to 2050.
What?
And Coca-Cola's dialed down their promise of 25% reusable packaging by 2030, and now it's like 30 to 40% recycled content in packaging by 2035.
That sounds kind of fuzzy.
It is. And it's also many steps down. So sustainability professionals, younger consumers are understandably annoyed. To them, it feels like the can got kicked down the road.
Anyway, look, that sounds like just another greedy corporation, ditching the planet for more profit.
Well, it's tempting to think that, but it's more complicated because profit isn't evil. Like without it, there's no investment, no jobs, no tax revenue, and the whole system becomes affected.
Okay.
But by operating at such scale, you create emissions and waste and a whole series of other issues. Right now, tech needed to change at scale isn't scalable yet. And things like infrastructure for collecting, washing, sorting, packaging is inconsistent across a whole bunch of countries and even regions within countries. And consumer behavior is totally different between country to country. And that is just waste. That's not even emissions or water stress or land management. But you see, that still sounds like it's not our fault, right? Like these companies are the ones making the packaging. We just want the drink or whatever is inside it. We never asked for the plastic. Getcha. But back in 2015, when they were setting these goals, like, hey, net zero by 2030, it was bold, it was strategic at the time. But now, 10 years later, they're realizing that more solar panels and more rubbish bins aren't gonna help them reach those targets. Look, I'm with you, and I think they deserve to get the heat for over-promising and still continuing environmental damage every single day. The big companies are financed, so lenders such as banks and funds hold pension funds and savings of everyday people. So they all lose if these big companies close today. And that doesn't include landowners and workers and small and medium-sized businesses which supply to all of these big businesses. Look, in my view, it's course correcting. It's a sign of market maturity. So Coke and Pepsi, we'll come back to that example, they've invested in 100% renewable electricity in some of their facilities, but they don't control what their sugar suppliers are doing. They don't control all the transport systems that they rely on or their packaging, for example. They've certainly got influence, but it's not control of all of these sectors and all of these markets. I feel your frustration. Are you gonna be okay?
Honestly, I get it. And most people can accept that it's hard, but we want more honesty and follow through. And I think these companies could just do a better job of telling us what's actually happening.
Yeah, well, that's why reporting is really important, like CSRD and all that.
Is that like a vitamin?
No, it's a reporting thing. We'll cover it in the next video.
So what do we do? Boycott cola?
You can, but the canceling approach won't solve this. So for beverages, for example, you can choose to support more local companies, especially if they refill. But generally, lenders and consumers can ask and should ask better questions. So what does your new timeline actually look like? Or how are you measuring progress now? Or why are you lobbying for bottle caps?
Still on fire.
Yeah, well, sustainability people get really angry. Lobbyists too, just wait for the comments.